under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call to order the meeting for the St. Clair Board County Commissioners Human Services Committee. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Commissioner McConnell.
Here.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Here.
Commissioner Bohm.
Here.
Commissioner Dunn.
Here.
Commissioner Rushing.
Here.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Here.
Commissioner Beeden.
Present. Are there any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda? If not, I'll take a motion.
Motion
moved.
to approve is presented. Support.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any citizens wishing to be heard?
We have two. One is Jennifer Teed. I'm sorry? She needs to accept her audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I have been a resident of Algonac in St. Clair County for about 12 years. And I have some concerns that I wanted to address as far as the St. Clair County Health Department Director. I don't know if any of you have school-age children, but I'll tell you a little bit about how this subject affects my family. We could sit here and talk about data and studies, but at this point in time, I just don't feel that it's relevant. My daughter has been getting migraines. She says there's periods where she takes her mask off and she feels some relief. She's on the Marine City High School swim team. They were masked starting in August, the whole entire swim season. So they practiced at Marine City Beach starting in August with a mask in 80, 90 degree weather. Then they had a mask on all season, every single day for practice, every single day after practice, if they had a job. She can't have a few days without a mask because she has to wear it every single day. So we can't do trial and error to see if her migraines go away. My son plays basketball and he had the same kind of problem. When the mask mandate ends July 1st, it needs to end for everybody. I'd like to share the email responses I got from Dr. M when I had masking questions. It's clear to me that she plans to follow her own outline when it comes to masking. I believe it's a bullying method for forced vaccination. The first question that I asked her was, do you intend to mask our children next school year? Her response was, no, we have made no such plans. Per my previous email, we will be following the science and data. My next question was, if the mask mandate does indeed expire on July 1st, how does the county health director implement a county-wide mandate specifically for schools? Her response was, we would do so via writing as specified in the Public Health Code and Legal Counsel. In the same email, she goes on to say that she does not think the governor or MDHHS will extend mask mandates. I asked how she justifies going outside of the state guidelines, and she referred me back to PHCA 368 of 1976. Those answers sparked a couple more questions. The first one was, I would like to know what you envision as a scenario in which you would no longer want our kids masked. Her response is, when the data and literature indicates that the risk of wearing a mask is greater than the risk of COVID-19 transmission.
If you could wrap it up, you get 3 minutes. You have about 10 seconds left.
Okay. Dr. M's response is alarming for a lot of reasons. I think that opens up a door to unilateral control of our students and of our county. If this continues to occur, we're not only going to pull our two children from the school district, we're going to probably hire an attorney and file a lawsuit.
If you could, please wrap it up.
I'm all done. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other citizens wishing to be heard tonight?
The second is Carolyn Richards.
Carolyn, if you could accept the audio, you have 3 minutes.
I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you allowing the public to address the board, as it seems that the public has had no say in how we live our lives over the past 15 months. I did not know of the 3-minute limit, so I'll have to condense what I want to say. When I was looking and doing some research, as of May 22nd, there were only 34 confirmed COVID-19 cases in Michigan, and 10 cases were in St. Clair County. I'm not able to find out what that is as of today. However, when you look at the population of 163,000, total of deaths were 417. That's about 0.26% of our county's population have died from COVID. But as far as how many cases are active today, like I said, I'm not aware of that. So what I want to point out is an epidemic is a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at a particular time. I don't believe that we are currently in an epidemic. So what my question is, how is the health department able to continue to make the orders when their orders are only able to be made during the epidemic? They're able to prohibit gatherings of people. They can ensure continuation of essential public health services, and they can enforce health laws, not make additional laws. So if the epidemic is a widespread spread of a virus, and Michigan had only, or St. Clair County has only 10 confirmed cases at this particular time, we're not really in an epidemic. Therefore, the health department should not be making orders and telling us when we can't proceed with our normal activities. This whole thing has affected so many in so many different ways, particularly the children. It seems that the children have definitely been targeted, athletes in particular as well. The testing of the athletes has gone overboard, the weekly testing that they've done. The quarantines have greatly affected students, my daughter included, as well as the masks. Just like that last lady was saying, that the masks might, the children are coming home and, headaches, difficulty concentrating, tired after wearing the mask for 8+ hours of the day. And then you add the heat currently to that, the wearing of the masks, that just augments the...
If you could, please wrap it up. You have about 15 seconds.
All right. So again, my concern is, how does the health department continue to have the authority to make the orders when we're not currently in an epidemic? Thank you.
Thank you. Are there other citizens wishing to be heard?
Not that I am aware of.
Is Dr. Mercanton on the line?
Yes.
Dr. Mercanton, if you'd like to respond, you just have to accept the audio.
Now,
We can hear you, Doctor.
oh, good. Okay, thank you. Sorry, hang on. I should have come in. I apologize. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes.
Dr. Mercanton, I think we may have lost you.
I think I'm still here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I believe I'm still here. Sorry, I'm doing this from my phone. I apologize. I somehow couldn't get my computer to cooperate, so apologize. Do you have any questions for me? I apologize. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Dr. Mercantile, did you want to respond to any of the citizen comments?
Oh, I can respond. I apologize. I got on a little late. I don't know that I heard them all, but I believe I responded to a couple of my emails. There does seem to be some misunderstanding that the current conditions to which students have been obligated to go to school have been based on my orders. I have not issued any orders. I mean, the health department, the local St. Clair County Health Department has not issued any orders regarding masking or gathering limits. These are have all been issued by the state, the Department of Health and Human Services. So I'm not sure what they're asking of me. They have asked my opinion. I have not yet weighed in on the opinion of the necessity for masks in the fall. I think there's a lot of data and information to do, and a lot of discussions have to be made with our specialists. But certainly that decision was not made. Nor would I likely issue an order for such. I have, for the past 16 months, recommended procedures with our school districts, and they have made the decisions either to follow or not follow our recommendation. So that was really the extent of what we do. So again, I'm not sure what the request is, but the order.
Thank you. Are there any other citizens which you heard?
There are not.
Okay, we'll move on then. Any updates? Conceptual initiatives? None. There's no old business, no new business. Are there any other human services matters? Any information only? I'll accept a motion to receive and file packets.
So moved.
Support. All in favor?
Aye. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I would call the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners Judiciary and Public Safety Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Present.
Commissioner Beeden,
Here.
Commissioner Bohm,
Here.
Commissioner Dunn,
Here.
Commissioner Rushing,
Here.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Here.
Commissioner McConnell.
Here, thank you. Seeing no additions, if we could have a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved. Support.
Motion and support, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Are there any citizens to be heard?
There are
Thank
none.
you. Seeing no updates, any conceptual initiatives?
None this evening.
Thank you. We have no old business. Under new business, 7A, fiscal year 2022, Michigan Mental Health Court Grant Program application. This is a continuation of one that we've had in the past. It's $385,802. It would be used for personnel, for drug and alcohol testing and mental health services.
Make a motion to send it to the full board.
Support.
We have motion support. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 7B, we have the fiscal year 2021 Bulletproof Vest Partnership Program application. This is for final action as it has to be turned in on the 14th of June. It's a grant for, they can pay up to 50% of the vest amount, and we're requesting 22 vests. The grant amount is $5,775. So if we could get it.
I'll make a motion.
We have motion and support for final action.
Dumb question. How long do those things last? Like 5 years. Okay.
Yeah, now, you've got 94 officers on there. That's just for the road division? That doesn't include our corrections officers? That's a different grant program for that? Or?
Well, not all of them expire at the same time.
Right, okay.
Yeah, every year we.
Every year we have this grant.
You're right. Yeah. Do we don't need roll call for that, do we?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Are there any other judiciary public safety matters?
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
We were promised a repeater down in Marine City at the fire station quite a while ago at the meeting you attended.
Yes.
And we've seen nothing.
We had a meeting, was it yesterday, Carrie?
Yeah, yesterday.
And Tina has been in contact with the company, and, right, everybody has good excuses right now, and that's what it still is.
Okay.
So, at this point, they said that, I thought July.
She had indicated the vendor said July, but I believe they're experiencing part shortages like other people in similar industries. So
Right.
they have given her dates in the past and they have not come through, but the latest date they did give her was July.
Okay.
So she is going to continue to keep calling them and saying, right, you told me 2 years ago, you told me 18 months ago, you told me 12 months ago, you told me now. So as of right now, they're still hoping.
Okay.
So you're not forgotten, but you just kind of are right now.
Can't give you what they don't have.
Yeah. I've been receiving phone calls, and Jeff has got some emails, I think, maybe on these gypsy moths. And I called Carrie today, and she got a hold of Jerry Johnson. And if you check, we got an email he sent through with some really good information. It's one of those things that if you want to be proactive, you have to spray before you see anything. And now that these little buggers are all over the place and eating up trees and hanging and dangling and falling on people's lawn furniture and making them uncomfortable, it's too late to do anything.
I was going to touch base with that in the, update and just read, but when we get into the environmental stuff.
Okay. Very good. We need a motion to receive and file packets.
So moved.
Support?
Motion and support, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'd like to call the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners Environmental Public Works Committee to order, please. Could I have a roll call?
Commissioner McConnell? Commissioner McConnell?
Here.
Commissioner Baldwin?
Here.
Commissioner Beeden?
Present.
Commissioner Bohm?
Here.
Commissioner Rushing?
Here.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch?
Here.
Commissioner Dunn?
Here. Item number 2, additions, deletions, changes to the agenda.
I make a motion to accept the agenda as is.
Support.
Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Any citizens to be heard?
There are none.
None this evening. Seeing no updates by
I'm
Commissioner.
going to just read.
You got
this.
one?
So,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
so my phone started, I got actually a couple phone calls last couple days. I got a hold of Jerry Johnson with MSU Extension. He sent me some information. I forwarded it to the commissioners. And really, this is in a nutshell. Here's a note from one of our educators in Macomb County, hot off the press. GM equals gypsy moth in the text below. BT equals, I won't even buy something. You can't pronounce it. It's a mouthful, trust me. A microorganism used to control gypsy moths. And it kind of reads through, but synopsis. It is too late to spray this year. The caterpillars are too big and the BT will not impact them now. We are still recommending tree banding with sticky tape or burlap to reduce the number of caterpillars going up the trees to feed on the leaves. This will help the health of a tree and reduce moth populations that appear late in the summer with other nuances. And in a follow-up email, these things tend to run their course in time, and I think we're getting at the end of the cycle. That was what was told to me. I will get some more information because I'm sure we are going to be getting calls if this is the case, and if next year's going to be an issue, we have to take a look at how some of them address. Some communities spray, some don't, some have bigger problems, so on and so forth. This is really the first time that this has ever been brought to my attention in 17 years on the board, so it's kind of new territory for me.
Thank you. Any other updates? Okay, conceptual initiatives?
None this evening.
Nothing this evening. No, seeing no old business and new business, we have one item The Parks and Recs painting project contract award.
Roughly $35,000, but I'll make a motion to forward that to the full board.
We only had one bidder on that.
I believe there was two, wasn't there?
No, one was incomplete, so they threw it out. They did request, they called 3 local contractors, and everybody's so busy. One said he couldn't do it. They placed it on Mitten, and they got no response from it. So this is what we have, and
I'll support that.
we have a motion and support. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, the Smiths Creek landfill activities report.
Make a motion.
Support.
Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Any other environmental public matters? Nothing. Information only, T-Mobile proposed Meyer Road telecommunication project. Carrie, do you know anything about that?
I don't. We get that information sent to us when there's projects going on in the county. It looks like they're just upgrading some equipment on a tower.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to receive and file. The information only.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 11, receive and file packets.
Make a motion.
Second?
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12,
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
I'd like to call the Ways and Means Committee to order. Could I have roll call, please?
Commissioner McConnell,
Here.
Commissioner Baldwin,
Present.
Commissioner Beeden,
Here?
Commissioner Bohm,
Here.
Commissioner Dunn,
Here.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Here.
Commissioner Rushing.
Here. Item 2, see, we have one addition to the agenda. I'd like to make that 7C, if somebody could make that motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed. Can I have a motion to accept the amended agenda?
So moved.
Support?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed. Do we have any citizens to be heard?
We do
have
not.
none. Any updates? Seeing none. Conceptual initiatives?
None.
We have none. No old business. We'll move to 7. New business. 7A, Resolution 21-08, 2021 Summer Tax Levy L-4029.
Make a motion, send full board.
Support?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed. All right, the next one, 7B, Sheriff's Department Marine Division hourly wage rate increase.
I'd make a motion to send it full board.
Support.
Support?
Any discussion?
Yeah, I got a couple of questions. What's the difference between a certified officer and a non-certified? What duties can they do on the water that a regular deputy or a non-certified deputy? I can hear you.
If you actually go up to the podium, so you're on camera, please.
And you can't hear it.
First, let me formally introduce myself. For some of you I may know and some people I don't. My name is Jim Spatafor. I'm the newly appointed undersheriff here in St. Clair County. I've been with the Sheriff's Department approximately 20 years. And what we've been doing with the new administration is really just kind of going over every aspect of what we do and every service we provide. And as we were talking with Sergeant Stoyan, who is with me now, is the head of the Marine Patrol, we looked at some of the wages. So to answer your question, what is the difference between certified and uncertified? So right now, all Marine deputies start at $13 an hour. The difference between the certified and uncertified is a two-pronged answer. One, they'll have MCOL certification, which is a law enforcement certification like the Road Patrol has, like Michigan Coalition on Law Enforcement. Or they'll have a 40-hour training program through Marine Safety, which there are academies and other places that teach this, for them to be considered certified. When they're certified, they can write tickets, they can make arrests, they can do police powers basically on the water. If they don't have that, then they're partnered up with someone that can. So there's your difference between what they can and can't do.
So MCOLs and or the
Marine certification.
Is the same thing then?
On the water it is, yes. On the water, yes, absolutely.
And isn't 14 a bit low? Or, I mean, do you have a hard time even filling that position that?
We'd like to have all of our Marine deputies certified. That would be our goal.
Right.
But we know it may be a little bit unrealistic because these individuals have full-time jobs. They're working maybe 4-5 days a month. So we felt there should be a separation between the certified and uncertified, and that was what the difference was in pay. So when you start, you're $14 an hour, but we really wanted to get you certified, and the incentive is that extra $1 an hour raise to 15.
Any other questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to 7C, the 2021 travel meeting schedule.
So we reached out to, Georgia reached out to Fort Gratiot. I reached out to St. Clair and Marysville. Fort Gratiot confirmed for their township hall on June 17th. St. Clair for July 15th at their city hall, and Marysville would be August 19th there. We do something in September. Haven't got a hold of anybody yet. We'll have to figure that one out. So this would be our tentative travel schedule.
Well, it's tentative. Can I have a motion to send it to full board?
So moved.
Any other discussion?
We need that for final action.
You need it for final since your next meeting is a travel meeting, please.
At least for the 17th.
So moved. Final action.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed. Any other Ways and Means matters at this time? Seeing none, information only. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
David, there's one thing I'd like to touch base. So you see that on C, the industrial facilities tax exemption. So Magna, receives some tax abatements, but the new taxing benefit on this phase one of this plant is $544,000 a year in new taxes. Okay, even after the abatements, after everything else. This plant, and the reason I use that number is understand that how big, how impactful that these things, are for community. If they get to phase 3 on their plant, which is roughly 1 million square foot, I'm not going to say you're going to triple that number, but you're probably going to 2.5 times that number in new tax revenue. So substantial.
With abatements.
With abatements,
Yeah.
right? So that goes back to our conversations about when we can't put these companies in our community, it's painful, right? I mean, you talk real money. It's not like you have to provide them any services or do anything. I mean, I think everybody sits on this board understands that industrial is the biggest payor, then commercial, then, residential as far
This
as.
being brought up to the St. Clair board, correct?
I'm sorry?
This going to be brought up to St. Clair City Council?
Well, I have to, yeah. I'm sure it might have already, they had to go to them, then go to us.
Well, I read it and I said, it looks like it's coming to them.
Yep. So, no, still.
Any
still
other
got
discussion?
third home run.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed. Can I have a motion to receive and file?
So moved.
Have a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Stand adjourned.